a nonprofit called Discover Southwest Michigan. And so, you've heard this organization talk about population since its inception. I know that John has served on the Growth Council at the state level talking about population. It's the number one threat for our area, existential. And what we envision for Discover Southwest Michigan is that it'll be the first full-time nonprofit dedicated solely to attracting talent to our community as a place to live. We do a great job attracting visitors. How can we complete that messaging and make it a great place for them to live as well, and then connect all the dots to housing and trails and harbor redevelopment and all these things as well. So looking forward to getting both of those off the ground, working with folks in this room. Thank you for letting me go well over my time. Appreciate
Big hand for Arthur.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you very much. If you can't see, feel, hear, taste, touch the entire situation here in this room, when you have practitioners that are as talented as the folks that have spoken from this podium, the kind of vision that we can all aspire to for our community, we know that we're in the right direction. The direction itself is only possible if each and every one of us reaches out to somebody else and grabs them by the hand and says, how are we aspiring to be a better region, a better community, a better Berrien County? Part of that is very specific asks, right? What do we ask ourselves to do in the next 6 months? These are really simple. You all know these sorts of things. We've talked about them virtually every time. When I look back on them, they're the same things we've talked about in the past, because those challenges still exist. Now, we're starting to put some structures around them, and when we cooperate across intergovernmental sections, when we cooperate and find our way working through other organizations, we only get stronger as a county. We only get stronger, as Darwin so eloquently said, that cliche, that colloquialism, right? The rising tide does lift all boats. That's what the goal and objective is. What are we going to do to make sure that we actually lean into these sorts of things? You look at what Arthur just talked about, encouraging school district and family support of the Berrien Talent Collaborative. Did you know that 7 of 10 kids that graduate don't complete anything? It was a shocking number to me when I heard it. And I thought, my goodness, do we have some work to do, especially if those folks take apprenticeships and sink roots into the community, because guess what? They may be, like Dr. Hamill said, they may be individuals who want to grow and develop into that RN as opposed to just a tech. If they're working and engaged in a talent supply chain like that, like Arthur had identified, we find ourselves in a better position. We know that the asks in harbor redevelopment are clear. The ask is very clear on this one. Let's put the authority together as has been envisioned since 2016. Let's encourage our local municipal leaders and appointed officials in St. Joseph Charter Township, and the city of Benton Harbor to put the authority together so that we can begin to see that catalyst like the Detroit area did when they said, what are we going to do on our waterfront? Well, that waterfront is now headline news in the Detroit area with how many hundreds of thousands of people that were in downtown Detroit last night and tonight for the NFL draft. We know that's where we are, and by the way, it only happens with great leaders in our community. If you didn't see this, he didn't know I was doing it, but here it goes. If you did not see this announced yesterday, I screenshot this thing so fast, we all need to be spending a moment to say thank you to folks like Dr. Hamill, and this is an opportunity for us to do that. Wednesday, June 12th, 4:30 to 6:30 at Corwell Health, Lakeland Hospital, St. Joseph Hospital. We get the opportunity to one of our co-chairs here at the Strategic Leadership Council to say thank you for your leadership and the great work you've done in the community. Another hand for Dr. Hamill, please. Light refreshments available, and brief remarks, it says, begin at 5 p.m. We could spend a long time talking about the many accomplishments and really the health outcomes that are directly attributable to his leadership along the way. So as we wrap up today, I bring you our other co-chair, Jeff Fettig.
Well, John, first of all, I've got a lot of other younger pictures you can get than that one, so. I think I look older there. Anyway, listen, folks, I try to bring this together from where we started. It's spring. There's a lot of energy in the air. There's a lot of energy in this room. I hope you're starting to see and get a feel for, with a lot of work from all of you, a lot of leadership from all of you and your organizations, in time, we're now really beginning to make a lot of progress on multiple fronts. It does take a village. It does take all of us to make these community-wide activities a reality. It is so energizing and so exciting to see the progress we're now making on a multitude of fronts. There's a lot more to do. We know that. You all are doing it. We thank you for that. But most of all, in terms of a spark, a motivation, energy, it comes with results. And ultimately, that's what we're all about is delivering results for our community. And I think they're starting to show up. And once you start going down that hill, they become bigger and faster and more impacting. And that's how we change the community that we live in. So thanks to all of you. I'd be remiss too if I didn't thank John and Susan for working on our behalf and collaborating and working with all of you to help get this done. John, Susan, thank you again. Give you a hand. And I don't know if Warren said this publicly, but he's not only congratulate him on his great body of work through his career, but his future commitment to continue to be a key part of the SLC and contributing to our community that he's, as he said, there's no reason not to live here. And we appreciate that, Warren. Thank you again. Lastly, I think we're also getting more productive. I don't know that we've ever ended a meeting a half an hour early, but when you have great work and great people, you don't have to spend a lot of time doing it. So with that, we're going to adjourn. Thanks to everybody.